Hi guys, happy Tuesday. Today we are going to go on a scavenger hunt. This will be an indoor scavenger hunt. Hopefully most of these things you can find in your house. I think really, I did this before I wanted to tell you guys to do it. So I did this. It took me, I would say at least 15 minutes to sort of think of everything and gather the materials. And there is one thing that I didn't find. So I cheated just a little bit though. So some of the things that I found for this, it's one thing that fulfills multiple categories. So feel free, if you guys want to do it that way, you can do it that way. Or if you want to find a different thing for each sort of item on the list, that's fine too. Whichever way is fun for you and works best. So first thing says something round. Got this beach ball. I knew I had it, and for some reason I decided to blow it up when we started doing virtual school. I was trying to think of some way to use this. So I've got something round. This also fulfills the next category, which is made of plastic. So this is round, made of plastic, and there's something you can play with. So there's not really a lot in my house I can play with, but this I could. So round, plastic, can play with it. Then I've got something red, board marker right here, red, and made of cloth right here, I've got my board eraser. So red, made of cloth. Over there, I've got something that starts with H and that's also old. So maybe you guys can think of the thing in my house that is old and starts with the letter H. Come here. Come here. Okay, sit. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right, ready? High five. Hank, high five. Good job. All right, and there's Hank. And because he's old, his joints need a little work, so they look like treats, but those are actually his joint medicine. They look a little different than the ones you guys saw. So there's Hank, starts with H, is also old. Smaller than a paperclip was a little tricky. There's not a lot in houses, I think, that's smaller than a paperclip, but I've got some earrings, not these big shell earrings, but sort of the one that's on top of the big shells, which you can kind of see, definitely smaller than a paperclip. So, hey, sit, lie down, lie down. Okay, you can't block the board, lie down. Good boy, good boy. Then, the next thing is something with numbers on it that is not a clock or a watch. So, that one was, I will be honest with you guys, that one stumped me a little bit. I had to think a little harder than some of the other things. I've got this bag of Scrabble letters, and each letter, when you play Scrabble, has a different value. So, like, T is not worth a lot of points, that's a 1. And there's J. We really like to get J's. J's are worth 8. And Q is another expensive one, worth 10 points. All the vowels are 1. There's E, worth 1. So there are some things with numbers on it. Not a clock or a watch. Also, I could have used this bag of Scrabble letters. Can play with it. You use it to play Scrabble. So check off numbers on it. Now, the next one we're getting to, the one that says taller than you, there is not a lot that is actually taller than me. There are things that are hung sort of higher than my height. Like you can see the little rainbowy scarf thing on top of my window. That is like higher than my height, but not really taller than me. So I'm not going to check that one off because I couldn't really find something. So next one, used on a holiday, I found something that, because I don't have a lot in my house that goes with holidays, but I found something that it can be used on a holiday, and it's for grown-ups. So This is some champagne. Champagne is basically like fizzy wine, so it has bubbles. It does have alcohol, so you have to be 21 years old to drink it. But it's definitely, champagne is really used for holidays or special occasions, something to celebrate, like a birthday or New Year's. Also, it's for grown-ups because you have to be 21. Ooh, we're getting almost done. I can throw away. I wasn't actually prepared for this one, but I see my purse, so I'm just grabbing my purse, and I have got a receipt here, and I'm sure I don't need it, so let's actually, yep. So, can throw away this receipt. And I think it's cheating if you go look in the trash for something. So, if you're doing this, don't go dig in your trash for something you can throw away. Find something you could actually throw away in your house. But if you're not sure, ask your parents before you throw it away. Can only use outside. So I brought some shoes over because generally I try to only wear my shoes outside. It keeps the floors cleaner because I don't really like to clean the floors. I don't like to vacuum and I don't like to sweep. So wearing the shoes only outside, I take them off right away inside, makes them something I would say I can only use outside. I know I stretched that a little bit, but can only use outside was also tricky. So I'm going to check that one off. And last, but most definitely not least, we have Little Miss Pippa. Can only use inside. Now I don't really use Pippa. But she is something that is supposed to only be inside. So Pippa, come here, Pippa. Hey, that's not for you, it's for Pippa. It's for Pippa. There's Pippa. Oh, you guys can only see her tail. Hank, leave Pippa alone. Leave Pippa alone. There she is. There's Pippa. Eating treats. So this is actually the second take. I'll have you guys know this is the second take of this video. Because last time I was trying to show you Pippa and she, I tilted the camera and then it dropped. So there we go. Can only use inside. Miss Pippa. That's our indoor scavenger hunt and our group time for today. Except for I am going to read you guys the music, which I actually am going to scoot and go grab. So, hopefully in that time you were finding a spot for music. This week's feature composer is Aaron Copland. The feature composition is an excerpt from Appalachian Spring. Composing the ballet Appalachian Spring was a challenge for Copland because he wanted to write music that would be interesting to listen to and that would help the dancers tell a story about a celebration in a pioneer community. Copland began this part of the ballet with slow, gentle music. Next, he used a folk tune, Simple Gifts. He had learned this lively melody as a young boy. He decided to have the clarinet sing the song first. Then the oboe, strings, trumpets, woodwinds, and entire orchestra take a turn with the theme. After the folk tune theme, the gentle sounding music returns. Have a good day.